I am hosting a fashion show called Fashionably Natural. And, I sort of didn't know anything about eco-friendly clothes, eco-friendly fashion before they asked me to do this. I sort of thought of eco-friendly clothes as like misshapen hemp sweaters, I think they probably couldn't have gotten me to host that fashion show. But as I looked at these four designers that they're showcasing in the show, their clothes are beautiful, and they're made out of really incredible fabrics made out of bamboo. Fabrics made out of bamboo, which sounds like it'd be really rough and is one of the softest fabrics I've ever felt. Fabrics made out of soy, organic cotton, something called cruelty-free silk, which I guess means that they treated the silkworms well. I'm not sure, but the silk itself is beautiful, really kind of raw looking, and I'm sold. I mean, I think this stuff is beautiful.
So that makes it easy to get behind something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not much of a compromise, actually. I mean, obviously these designers are environmentally conscious and trying to do good, and yet they've sort of created something where it makes it very easy to sort of go along with what they believe in,
Right. So eating environmentally friendly, wearing environmentally friendly. Is there environmentally friendly movie making too?
Yeah. I mean, I've worked in a couple of movies where, it seems tiny, but again, it's like the tiniest things you can do, I think, are helpful. On movies, there's always all these water bottles, people throwing them around, drinking half of them. So I've worked in a couple of movies where people have stopped, no water bottles. Everyone gets their own little thermos, and they have, big containers of water. So that's very helpful. I've worked in movies where there have been all hybrid cars. I'm sure there are other things that we can do, but that's all I've actually been a part of so far. But that's a huge difference. A whole entire movie set working with all hybrids, that's huge,
Right. And now I couldn't talk to you without talking a little bit about Dark Knight. It's kind of a mainstream, and you've done a lot of independent movies before The Dark Knight.
Yeah, that's true. It was a very different experience, very different shooting it, very different promoting it, going around the world and talking about the movie, and very different also to be in a movie that really everybody saw,
Right. There's no surprises here.
Yeah.
No.
So.
And you kind of had to step into the role of Rachel Dawes in this very male-heavy cast. What was that like?
Well, in terms of stepping into the role, I'm a fan of Katie Holmes. I think she's a wonderful actress, and I loved what she did in the first movie. But I sort of thought of this as a whole new woman. I thought that was kind of the only way I was going to be able to really make it my own and enjoy it, was to get to be absolutely free. And then in terms of being a male-heavy cast, it wasn't so bad. I had two smart, sexy, gorgeous men in love with me in the movie. I'm not complaining.
Right. And then talking a little bit more about The Dark Knight. It's we've mentioned your projects before have been a little bit smaller budget movies, and this is a big budget movie. Has this changed any? Are you getting different project offers or different attention because of it?
Absolutely. It's definitely changed things for me. That's one of the things that being in a movie that so many people see does, and hopefully it will allow me to make smaller movies that are hard and saying things that are complicated. I hope so. And also I really enjoyed, when I was younger, I didn't care if anybody saw my movies. Now I don't want to make movies that the 10 people who feel exactly the same way about the world that I do see. I want to make movies and change people's minds and move people who didn't think they could be moved in the way that I move them. I want to affect people. I want to affect many people. So I liked it. I liked the whole thing.
Right. And now, there's obviously, you said everybody's seen this movie, and there also, there's some Academy Award buzz out there, with Heath's performance.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that? Would you say that very earned. I mean, everybody seemed to just step up and do a great job at this movie. The acting, the cinematography, the editing, the directing was all top notch.
Well, I think Academy Awards are very nice, and it feels, I think it's great to be embraced by your community. It's hard for me though to think too much about an Academy Award for Heath. As much as I want him to be honored for the unbelievable work he did, he's not alive, and it sort of highlights how much Academy Awards are not the most important thing.
Right. Now, also, Maggie, one of your previous projects, recent, Stranger Than Fiction. I really love that movie. Great little movie. I know not everybody's seen it, but I love that movie. You and Will and the rest of the cast. Great job.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
I guess one more thing to ask you is, we got a couple other projects coming up. Anything to mention there?
Yeah, because I have 2 movies that are going to come out. One's called This Is the Place, which is a really funny movie that Sam Mendes directed with Maya Rudolph from Saturday Night Live and John Krasinski. And also a movie that I just finished shooting, which is just in my heart. I just loved it so much, with Jeff Bridges and Robert Duvall, called Crazy Heart.
Awesome. And when are those movies coming out?
I don't know yet.
Next year sometime?
I don't know. I think probably Crazy Heart will come out in about a year, I imagine. And This Is the Place, I heard either April or August. So we have a little while to wait, but I'm proud of it for them.
All right. Well, we look forward to those. And any chance that you might be coming to Michigan to make a movie?
A lot of people are making movies in Michigan. I think there's great tax breaks there, aren't there?
Yes, yep, up to 42%.
I've heard that, so it's pretty likely. I mean, I imagine I might be. Yeah, I just shot in New Mexico, which is the same way. I haven't never been to Michigan, but I think it's probably pretty likely, actually.
Well, we look forward to having you come up here and make a movie, and
Okay.
good luck in the rest of your career.
Thanks very much.